Hey, everyone. Hi. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. Very excited. Very, very excited to bring in our guest in a moment. But first, I have to catch up with Tony Thaxton, the bad boy of podcasting. Tony, hello. How's it going?
It's going all right. How are you doing?
I am still in this, like, imagine your brain activity and then imagine someone just sitting on top of it. I feel like someone is sitting on top of my brain activity. I feel like I have a...
Well, I think you're still a step ahead of me because I don't think I have brain activity to sit on. So
maybe you need someone to come up under it and push it up.
Yeah, maybe. If any listeners out there want to come push it up, let me know.
Come push your brain waves up.
Alison, Alison's your new best friend.
Yes, it's like I have a perpetual hangover. Haven't had a drink in a really long time. Or back in the pot smoking days, we used to call them the stupids the next day, which is where you just felt real, real dumb. And again, it coincides a bit with my obsession with TikTok. So I think that it might be TikTok related, or it's pandemic related. Or what if... Try this one on for size. What if I'm leveling up in terms of everything? And now I'm acutely... This is so genius, it's stupid. I am actually leveling up. And because I'm now up here, I'm aware of the deficits in my brain activity because I'm actually way smarter. And so the limits of my own human brain are frustrating to me. I think. Do you think it might be that?
That probably makes sense. I think we've all gotten smarter in the last 2 years, year and a half, whatever. It's almost. Yeah, let's not even get exact numbers here.
It's just.
But I'm with you. I'm feeling the same way.
Too depressing. But listen, we're gonna bring in our guest in a moment. But Tony, I have to tell you something exciting.
Okay.
I just hacked my phone case. Actually, I didn't at all. What did I hack? This is a real hack. It's a life hack, Tony. But I can't. I'm trying to figure out how I would articulate it. Given that I've leveled up, I can't think of the words anymore. But so my phone case. I have a red phone, but I never ever see the redness of it really because I always have a case on it. And my case was white with a gray bumper thing on it. And I could never, ever find my phone because my house is also white and gray. And I spent probably 23 hours of every 24 hours that I was alive. So yes, that means even while I was asleep, looking for my phone because it just camouflaged it. So I got something, I scanned like the highly intelligent person that I am becoming. I scanned my environment and I said, what is a color that there's not a lot of here? Purple glitter is the color. So anyway, now I have this purple glitter phone case and I've done the quick sweep a couple times, where is it? And then it just jumps out at me. So if you also are constantly losing your phone because you have camouflaged it in your environment, I suggest get something bright. I was thinking maybe bright yellow, like a highlighter, but
yeah.
That didn't jump out as much as there's nothing purple in our house, which is weird because I like purple. So
this means every time you set your phone down,
that's right.
You put it face down always if you set it down.
Yeah, isn't that dumb?
It's I don't know if I was going to say dumb, but interesting.
Interesting.
I don't think I ever do that.
Yeah, I always do because I have it in my head that if I lay it face up, that telegraphs to people that I'm not paying attention. So I've started, because if an alert comes up or something, then I'll look at it. So I've started putting it face down as if to say, I am here with you. I don't even care what happens on my phone. And I also don't care if I totally scratch the face of it because I put it face down. But now it's my way of constantly saying, I'm done with you for right now. I'm done with you for right now. But I do it even when I'm by myself. It's weird. Yeah. I always put it face down.
Yeah. Do what you got to do.
And then when I want
better, do it.
And then when I want to know what time it is, I have to lift it up or look at the microwave.
Ooh, that sounds rough.
You don't know how hard it is being me, Tony.
I know.
And
I'm trying to understand.
It's become considerably harder recently. Again, like I've said, because I've leveled up.
Of course. Yes.
How are you doing? Full disclosure, we recorded yesterday. So it's like we're doing a daily show that comes out twice a week.
Closure? Just in general? I thought you were like going for something. I was like, wait, a closure on what?
No, I said
nothing.
I said full disclosure.
Oh, full disclosure.
Tony, I need closure.
That's what I thought you said. I was so confused.
I need closure regarding our schedule. No, I said full disclosure. We recorded yesterday.
Yes, and I almost completely forgot we were recording today. And remembered about an hour ago. So yeah, that's good. But yeah, I'm also feeling very, very stupid lately, and just extra frustrated. We've talked about all this.
Yeah, we have.
Just the stupidity and just the annoyed and I'm trying to get out and do more things now, which I am doing, but also when it comes time to like, oh, I want to do something with someone, and then like actually I'm trying to meet with a friend tomorrow, and neither one of us can think of like, what do people do?
Yeah.
I don't know what people do anymore. So that's a weird problem to have.
I don't even know what they do. I felt sorry for Elliot yesterday because he is super duper into Halloween. Like he saw this picture of your Halloweeny environment and got very excited. But he wanted to decorate the house with, we already have some Halloween stuff up, but he wanted to get more. And so I said to our babysitter, I think it would be okay because we've been like very locked down. But right now I'm like, if you want to go to a store and wear masks and it's not crowded, I think that would be okay. And so she said to him, Elliot, we're going to go somewhere. And he goes, we're going to go to a place. And he's like, I love going to a place.
Oh man, that's how I feel. I understand. Yeah.
And then one more Elliot story, and then we're bringing in our guest. So he's very into like witches and potions and all that stuff, and he wanted a cauldron to make potions. And so Daniel went out in Burbank. There's a ton of Halloween stores, and Daniel went out to one and got all this stuff and came back. And Elliot, if you have a gift for him, he likes you to hide it so he can find it. It's one of his things. So anyway, Daniel hid this plastic Halloween cauldron. And so I was in the other room and I heard it. And so they're doing like hotter, colder. And then he goes, oh, an old bucket. But like so excited over this old bucket.
That's fantastic.
All right. Enough of this. Very excited to welcome back to the show. She is a TV features reporter, a radio personality. You know her from the Kevin and Bean show. She is now doing the hugely successful Patreon podcast, A Cup of Tea and a Chat with Allie and Bean. Except now I'm concerned, is it Bean and Allie? I think it's Allie and Bean. We'll find out in a moment. Please put your hands together for the one and only Allie Mac Kay.
Thank you.
Hello.
I would like to be called Old Bucket.
Welcome to the show. It's old. Please put your hands together for Old Bucket.
Yeah.
Allie,
Remember when Tony Thaxton forgot that I was on today and just was like, oh, I guess we got to do this. Remember those times?
I do. Yes.
It wasn't about you.
It was fun.
Allie,
I was doing a lot of other things today.
Do you need closure?
We'll talk later.
I need full disclosure. Whoa. Poor Tony's head was like, what is this our last show? What is happening? It was very interesting to watch this from the sidelines.
If everyone else would like to watch from the sidelines, youtube.com/Alison Rosen. Go there. Look at Allie's hat. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Look at her hair. Look at her face.
I'll tell you why. I have a lot of hair.
Yeah, I love
some of it. When I'm doing a video podcast, I touch it because I'm a child. Like I can't stop touching my hair. So I figure if you just wear a hat, you're not going to touch your hair.
But does that work? Because the hat is only on the top, and is that where your hands go? Because you got all the hair access on the sides.
I think it goes to the top because that's where it falls strangely sometimes.
Got it.
So then I'll kind of move it to the side, and then that looks crazy. Then I've got a
Yes.
spot on my forehead that I put bronzer on, and it just looks like a big weird area. It's a lot happened before the show, Allison.
Were you one of those gals in the 80s, 90s that was constantly like your part? Could you like ambipartress? You had a part, the constant flipping of like, and now all my hair's over here, and now all my hair's over here. It just went back and forth. Did you get a perm and do it?
Constant flip. I got a perm in like maybe second grade when Annie came out with Aileen Quinn.
Yes.
That was my perm time.
Okay.
And that was big for me. Although, wow, I should not have had a perm. It was not a good look and it wasn't great, but I loved it because I felt closer to Annie.
Yeah.
But I've always had stick straight hair. But recently I have found with the pandemic that when you don't feel like doing your hair and you just wash it and leave it, I've got extremely wavy hair.
What?
Extremely wavy hair.
How long has this been going on?
I guess my whole life I've always had a clump of hair in the back that was always like super wavy, but the rest was kind of straight. So I was like, what in the splash? So I don't want to look like half Daryl Hannah. I want to go full Daryl Hannah if I'm going to do it. But if I shower and scrunch my hair and do that, it is like wavy, long. It looks like seaweed, but
That I feel like that's
wavy.
in style right now. Look, I gotta say something negative about America's princess, Kim Kardashian. Sometimes she.
that's not who I thought was going to be named.
Who do you think I was gonna say?
I don't know. Maybe Meghan Markle.
Oh yes,
Is that weird?
No,
Yeah.
that makes sense too. But sometimes Kim K will have like long, wet-looking, crisp locks. And
No, when it looks
I don't
crunchy,
like that. Yeah.
it looks creepy. Yeah. Mine just looks like,
catchy.
hey, what happened, seaweed? That's what it looks like.
so this perm, did it not work well for you because you have naturally wavy hair that you didn't know about?
No, I think my hair just wasn't the length that it should have been for a perm. And it was, it was second grade.
Yeah.
What did I know? I thought I looked awesome. The boys at school, not kind about it.
What
not
did they?
kind about
What did they
it.
say?
Oh, how dare you? They called me orphan. No.
But that's what you
I
wanted.
remember. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Whatever. I've got Sandy.
I would have been like,
so much.
I'm Pepper. She's the cool orphan.
Pepper was awesome.
Or Duffy.
And I always love Molly and
Yeah.
Duffy. Oh, Annie. Tony, just sit back. Enjoy the Annie talk.
Have we?
Did you ever watch Annie as a kid?
I've seen like bits and pieces, but that's it. I've never seen. Yeah.
Man.
Tony, Annie is our
Broadway,
Star
the
Wars.
original. Oh, it totally was. I saw the original, Andrea McArdle.
Wow.
Saw her. Amazing. And then went up doing a live shot with her at KTLA, and I thought my brain was going to explode. But then when Aileen Quinn came out as Annie in the movie,
Yeah.
there was nothing better. Nothing better. Miss Hannigan? Are you kidding? Carol Burnett?
Daniel and I were in New York, and so Bobby Moynihan's wife is a Broadway actress. They now live out here, but she was playing Miss Farrell in Annie on Broadway, and we went to see it. And it's like a theater full of children, and then Daniel and me, not our children. We didn't have kids yet. We were definitely the tallest, oldest people in the theater, except for like a few guardians. But the music came on, and I just started bawling. And then I looked over and Daniel was also bawling. It was so weird the way
nostalgia.
it just reached in and goosed our nostalgia center.
I love that you said it was our Star Wars.
Well, because it was.
Greatest thing ever. It was huge. Yeah, it was. It was up there with E.T. and Star Wars.
I was
a kid, for sure.
Thrown by Tony having only seen bits and pieces of it, which is like maybe something I could have imagined myself saying about Star Wars at one point.
Got it.
Because Tony is all about Star Wars.
Yeah. I get it.
Tony, I need closure around. I'm going to hold space for your Star Wars, but I need you to also do the same for our Annie. Okay.
Hey, I respect it. I just haven't seen it. That's all.
Okay. Let's just go back to the perm for a second. So I have naturally curly hair. I just have to,
You do?
I do. Yes.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Would never have thought that.
I'm covert curly haired. Yeah. I could show you pictures. It also, that's how I know the crispy, because
Yeah.
I know the pain of getting out of the shower, using some kind of liquidy gel thing, scrunching while diffusing. And then if your ratio is even, it's like baking. And I don't mean putting powder on your face. I mean like baking in a kitchen. Like if your ratio is a tiny bit off, you're going to have wet, crunchy hair.
Yeah.
So anyway, I wanted a perm.
It's a dance. You got
It really is.
It really is. Yeah.
I wanted a perm, and everyone tried to talk me out of it because you don't need you have curly hair already. I'm like, no, every cool girl is getting a perm. And I remember being at the hair salon, and I feel like I was probably in like somewhere between second and fourth grade and fifth grade, I think. And the hairstylist pointed to this woman who had it was like poodle hair. Really tight. It's just like a poodle's hair coming out of her head. She's like, that's what it's going to look like. I was like, I'm in. Anyway.
No. Oh my God, she was trying to scare you.
She was. She was.
Yeah. You said I'm in.
Nothing was going to dissuade me. And then I got sick. I got like some kind of cold or flu or something. And I never got, and it happened right around the time I was supposed to get the perms. We had to cancel, and then I never got it, and I was spared the perm.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So lucky.
But now
lucky.
Now I get my hair straightened, which really is a fancy reverse perm.
Yeah.
That has
You get the keratin?
no.
treatment,
I
or-
get the Japanese straightening, which is permanent.
Okay.
The keratin is temporary. I've done both. For my money, I prefer a Japanese straightening just because it lasts and it's a little straighter. But right now, speaking of touching your hair, it's a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit over straight. But you know what? Enough of all that. We're burying the lead because there's big Allie Mac Kay news that I need. You look surprised by it.
I am. What is it?
And it's not that they are finally greenlighting. Was it Labor Wars? Was that the name of the show?
Was that Labor Games?
Labor Games.
But they did greenlight it.
Oh, they
had
did?
a season of it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Lisa
know
Arch
that.
was the main lady.
Well, then it's not that
Some
they're
call it a
doing
host.
Labor Games and they're making you host it. No, it's that you're in Maine.
I'm in Maine.
You've moved to Maine.
moved.
I need to hear everything because I've become obsessed with Rhode Island, and I'm like,
Yeah,
maybe I need
you're
to
a
move
roadie
there.
head.
I guess I am. I don't know. My obsession has died down, and it's been replaced with TikTok, and so now that's what I do.
Okay.
But anyway, please tell me everything.
I feel like TikTok is cheaper for your family.
Probably.
If you can
It's
kinda
less
stick with that
disruptive.
obsession.
Yeah.
Yeah, less packing.
Yeah.
I used to come to Maine every summer with my family. My parents are from Boston. They met on a lake in Maine. My dad water skied by, and my mom said, "That's the man I'm going to marry."
That's so sweet.
Ooh, so sweet. And then they met at a Dairy Queen like 2 nights later, and they live near each other in Massachusetts. Been together ever since. So they raised my brother and I in Southern California, in LA, for they maybe were going to move for 3 years. They wound up staying till 2008. So they were there a long time. And
Did they come out for your dad's job or your mom's job or something
They
originally?
did. They came out for Cedar Sinai.
Got it.
So they were making the move from Cedars of Lebanon Hospital to Cedar Sinai Hospital. It was a whole shebang with medical stuff. So I had spent every summer in Maine, have tons of family in Massachusetts, went to college in Boston. So it wasn't a far-fetched idea that one day I might eventually move to Maine. But our show, Kevin and Bean, Bean moved to England. And so we were doing the show. It was Kevin and a guy named Jensen and me. And then we were all fired over the phone during the pandemic. So I was like, I don't need to be here. And then I started doing the Patreon with Bean, a cup of tea and a chat. Still the worst name ever.
Bean and
for a
Allie
show.
or Allie and Bean?
It's Allie and Bean.
Okay. So it's alphabetical. That works.
Yeah. I think it's just because it's always been someone and Bean.
Got it.
Kevin and Bean. It would have sounded weird to be Bean and Allie.
Yes.
But I don't know.
No,
So-
I have twin brothers, Josh and Nick, and it's always Josh and Nick. It's never Nick and Josh. These
yeah,
Bert and
just-
Ernie. These things, you know.
Bert and Ernie.
There's never Ernie
Another
and Bert.
nostalgia.
I mean, it is,
No,
but
never.
it's definitely not.
When it- What's happening?
Which way are we going? I don't know.
I'm so scared. Where do I live? I don't know. So I moved to Maine is the basis of it because my parents live here full time now and they're getting older and I have amazing friends in Los Angeles. I grew up there. It's my home, but I wanted to be where my folks were. And so I bought a house and I moved and I'm getting a dog.
I love
and
it.
everything's really great. And it's weird. I live in Maine.
Yeah.
Like every now and then I'll just like look around and I'm like, what? It's a lot of flannel. Yeah. It's
How
awesome though.
How close do you live to your parents?
They're about an hour away, which
Oh.
is perfect because it's close enough that you can go down for dinner. They can come up, do whatever, but there will be no drop-ins, which
Yeah.
is important for a lady of my age, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, because you don't want to have to put
I
like
don't
a.
even know
a-
what I'm
I think
saying.
you're
There's-
saying you might be getting busy with a dude, and you don't want your parents
From
to drop
your
in.
mouth to God's ears.
Wait, I actually have a drop from her that I feel like I've never used.
From
that
my mother?
Apply? No, yeah, from your mother. That applies to this conversation.
Ooh.
Let's be honest. Who am I fucking? Why would I have said that?
I do not remember.
That's from the Thursday.
Oh,
you were on
amazing.
a Thursday show a while back.
And that was during the holidays,
Yes,
Christmas.
that's
Why would
right.
I do that when the Lord was watching? That is terrible.
Yeah, you don't want to have
Goodness.
to tie a bandana on your doorknob or whatever they do in Maine.
Right. There was a day, Bean and I talk on WhatsApp, and there was a day that he had WhatsApped me in the morning, and I'm usually up at 6 because now I'm old. So I'm usually up at 6 and I'm raring to go, whatever. And I didn't respond. And then 7 rolls around and he's like, oh, she's dead. 8 rolls around. Oh my God. Should I call her parent? Like, what is going on? And one of our listeners said, you need to maybe just send like an emoji of a sock. Like you used to tie a sock on the door. Like if you were with a dude and I'm like, no, I just slept in. So glad everyone was really concerned. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I like that. An
that's
emoji of a
interesting.
sock.
Just an emoji of a sock letting him know things are happening. Yeah. I've got to stop doing that weird horse clicking. What is that?
I don't know, but yesterday on the show, are you familiar with the term snatched for like your makeup looking all good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's like your face is beat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, Jackie was saying something about your face looking snatched. This is on the Thursday show. And Tim Kalpakis is like, what does that mean? She's like, snatch. It's like your face is all, and then we all
I mean,
kept,
it's a perfect response.
we all kept doing that. Yeah. So there's just been a lot of clicking this week is all I'm
A
saying.
lot of clicking. I like it.
Okay. More questions about Maine. So
Yeah, please.
how was the house buying process? I assume you must have found it online and then you went and looked at it. And I mean, I'm so into this, all of it.
It was a nightmare
Oh.
because I, of course, wanted to move to Maine at the height of the big boom across the U.S. Everyone was moving to places like Maine. New Yorkers, Connecticut, Massachusetts, they were all trying to buy up a place in Maine because it seemed safe. It seemed like COVID can't get you in Maine. If I live on a lake, COVID's not going to come knocking. Can't get there. So that was hard. I looked for a year online, and my parents would go and look for me at the places.
Oh,
if I
that's
found one that I was like,
nice.
oh, it was the best. Like, couldn't be more grateful and blessed. And I'm so lucky to have them to be able to do that. But they were on their way to look at a place, and I found this place that morning. And I said, listen, I do not want to seem like I'm ungrateful. You're on your way to a place right now, but I think I found the place. And I sent it to them, sent it to the realtor, and they all said, if it's anything like these pictures, oh my God, yes. So that was on a Wednesday. They went and looked at it on a Thursday. I made the offer on a Friday. And then Saturday, I was doing a crowdcast with Bean and our listeners. And I said to my parents, if for some reason they accept it, which I didn't think they would accept it that quickly in the weekend, they were going to have showings all weekend. I said, just send me an email. So the whole crowdcast, I'm like, oh, but yeah, really, guys? Just psychotically looking at my phone. It was awful. No email. And so I called my parents later after the crowdcast, and my dad's like, I didn't want to send it in the email, but you got the house.
What?
And I was like,
why did he send it?
Because he wanted to tell me and he wanted to hear how excited I was,
Yeah.
which was cute. So yeah, it was shocking. So I bought a house sight unseen.
You didn't seen it.
Because I didn't seen it, guys. Honestly, we've got to talk about how much dumber I have become in the last little bit. But yeah, so I bought the house sight unseen, and I love it, and I couldn't be happier, and it's perfect, and it was the right move.
How soon after buying it did you come and look at it, and were you nervous that it wasn't? Like, did you trust your parents' assessment of it?
Trusted them completely. I knew, like, looking at the pictures, I was like, ooh, I'm changing out those light fixtures. Ooh, that's going to go. Like, there were certain things that were just purely cosmetic that I knew I would want to change. But I was looking for a house that had, I don't know what's going on in Maine, but why so many houses don't have garages.
Oh.
Like, what? Snow.
Yeah.
Why would you not? It's weird.
Did they convert the garage into an extra room or something? Is that a Maine
No,
thing?
a lot of them just are older cabins and stuff like that. So they're more of a seasonal home. So they weren't living there all year round. But have a garage is what you should do.
Yeah.
But I was looking at places and I was trying to, kind of figure out, okay, I might need to build a garage. I might need to put in a whole house generator. I do not like to sweat. So I am putting in heat pumps for air conditioning. Those are my 3 things that I needed. This house had all of it, plus a jacuzzi.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Am I now a jacuzzi person?
Are you?
I'm like,
How
I
often
don't
do you go
know.
in it?
I haven't even filled it.
Oh my God. Wow.
Because I figure I'm going to want it filled like winter. That's when you're
Yeah.
going to want to go in the jacuzzi. So I'm going to maybe fill it mid-November and then have it run through until summer. That way you're not paying for the constant running of it the whole year. But yeah, am I a jacuzzi person?
Probably.
Is that possible?
Greg Fitzsimmons is all about his hot tub, and you are wearing a hat.
Oh my God. I'm Greg Fitzsimmons.
You're becoming
in
Greg
Maine.
Fitzsimmons. Yeah, he's from
You
Tarrytown.
just got Fitz dogged.
Yeah, I did. Awesome.
Do you?
So I never saw it, Alison, until I moved here.
That's amazing. That's crazy.
I never came to visit it. I never
Wow.
said, oh, this looks great. I moved in and then the truck came with all my stuff.
What a leap of faith.
Yes, very much so.
How many months have you been there?
I moved here August 19th, and then my stuff got here September 1st or 2nd.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
still very early for any regret to set in.
Sure.
No offense, but I'm just kidding. You're not. We're going to be neighbors when I move to Rhodey.
Yeah.
But any thoughts about leaving an entertainment epicenter to go to someplace remote?
No.
No,
Didn't even cross my mind because I know I don't want to go back to morning news. I had ample opportunity in Los Angeles to go back to a couple different stations. I didn't want to do it. If I want to go back to news, I mean, Maine has news. I've seen it.
Is it about your
pretty
jacuzzi?
good. It's about my jacuzzi news. No, I don't want to go back to that and morning radio. No, thank you.
Yeah.
That's going to be obsolete soon anyway. So, I mean, I'm doing what I want to be doing, a show with Bean 3 days a week. I'm in Maine. He's in London. It's just, it's insane what technology has become.
Oh my God. Speaking of technology.
Do you have any papers you want to talk about? What's happening?
Well, no, you mentioned technology, and there's something
Yeah.
tech-based that I have to tell you about that is amazing. It is the Skylight Frame. It's a digital photo frame. Before they were even a sponsor on my show, we gave these to the grandmas, and they both love them. And you can just email photos to it. You can, and they can
they go by in
yes,
the picture frame.
you can
so they see
swipe it.
multiple things.
Yes, it kind of
that's
like
so neat.
It scrolls through, but then you can also stand there and you can swipe it. You can heart various pictures. In fact, there was we have one, and I send photos to it all the time as like a way of getting the photos on there. I love it so much, but a little bit of drama in the house because there's a picture of Wendy, our dog, when she was a puppy, and she's lying on the bed on her back, and you can see all her puppy lady bits. And
she's just splayed out.
it's like a dog.
I don't think I've ever said that word.
She's splayed. It's like a dog OnlyFans. So anyway, someone hearted the photo because she's a puppy. It's the cutest photo ever. But then Elliot told me he doesn't like that photo and someone hearted it and he would like to he didn't use the term dislike it, but he wants to like somehow indicate that he doesn't like the photo. And I'm like, okay, well, noted.
Whoa. Okay. It's got dark.
I don't know what it means. But anyway, how does that relate?
Technology.
No, but how does that relate to the frame? I'm just saying most people love it. Elliot does too, he just has opinions about what photos. Anyway, listen, you need this because you're far away from your friends now and you need this frame to stay connected with them. Nowadays, staying in touch with those we love is more important than ever. And the easiest way to do it is with Skylight Frame, a photo frame you can email photos to anytime from anywhere. It's super easy to set up. You can get it up and running in 60 seconds. If I could set it up, if my mom can set it up, you can set it up. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. If you don't love your Skylight, they'll offer you a full refund. We love Skylight Frame so much, we're offering our listeners $10 off your purchase of a Skylight Frame when you go to skylightframe.com and enter code Alison. That's right. To get $10 off your purchase of a Skylight Frame, just go to skylightframe.com and enter code Alison. That's skylightframe.com and enter code Alison. And then also, I want to talk to you guys about BetterHelp. I am a huge fan of therapy. It has helped me so much, and it's helping so many people I know right now during this pandemic. Going to therapy is like a lot of things we already do. We get our cars tuned up. We get our hair straightened. Maybe not we, but some of us do. We do stuff with our hair. We get annual checkups, go to the gym. I don't go to the gym, but I exercise at home. There's a lot of things we do, and then there's also some things that other people do that I don't currently do, but I do go to therapy, okay? And I also work out at home. I feel personally attacked by what I personally am saying, and that is the kind of thing that I should talk about with a therapist. But it's very hard to get in with a traditional therapist right now. They have crazy long wait lists. That is where BetterHelp comes in. I have 2 friends right now doing BetterHelp. They like it so much. If you don't vibe with the first therapist you're matched with, you can change to a different one, no charge, as many times as you want. And I like this because you don't have to feel like, oh gosh, what if it's a commitment? What if all the anxiety you might feel if you're new to therapy. Don't feel it. No commitment. They will get you to the right therapist. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Alison Rosen listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/bestfriend. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/bestfriend. Okay, Allie, let's talk about you. You claim that you also are getting dumb these days. Do tell.
I don't claim. I have been told. I have witnessed it happening. It's concerning. Monday show, I was doing something. I was doing a story, and I don't know why that web page was making the fan on my computer kind of go nuts. So I said, I'm just going to close out this page, blah, blah, blah. And Bean and I don't do a video aspect of our show. We just do the audio. So I'm like, oh, this is awful. What if I just close my computer? So I closed my computer. And I'll tell you this. I couldn't hear the sound anymore.
I bet.
That helped.
Yeah.
But I was mortified, and then I just started laughing because I'm like, this is in a long line of stupid things I've done lately. So I logged back in, and all I hear is Bean going, she totally closed the computer. She closed the computer, and I now can't breathe because I'm laughing so hard. Like, what an idiot that I would just be like, why don't I just do this? There, that helped it. Just dumb. And then today, I go on a walk most days, and there's this amazing long dock that I walk down.
Oh my God, it's
But
so
you walk
idyllic
down-
and Maine-ish.
Oh, it's honestly, it's absurd, and it feels fake, and it feels like a Hallmark movie. And I know I have to save Christmas with the town carpenter.
You do.
It's gonna happen, and I can't wait for it. But I'm walking down this dock, and then there's a ramp down to the dock where there's a little place to, moor your boats. And so I'm walking down, and I'm like, oh, this just feels different today. And I call my dad and I said, it is so weird. You know how the ramp that goes down to the bottom dock, it was like such a weird incline today, unlike the incline the last time I was there when it was so steep that it was like crazy, the incline. And my dad said, and I quote, I'm going to give you a minute to think about this. And I went, that's dumb number one. You ready for dumb number two?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I said this. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, we had a lot of rain, so maybe that made the levels of the water rise up. And my dad goes, do you live on a lake? And I said, no, I live on a... Okay, yeah, a lot of rain wouldn't fill the ocean. I'm getting that now. And I literally am racking my brain. And then my dad goes, have you never learned about tides in school? Do you know what low tide is and high tide? And he is now like convinced I'm making this up. Like, because he's like, there's no way my daughter is this stupid that she would A, be confused about the incline of a ramp, then B, think, oh, it's because of rain. Obviously, the ramp, the incline is up. You guys, it's high tide and low tide, and it never even occurred to me.
Just like that Blondie
Never even
song.
occurred to me. The tide is high, and I'm not holding on. I'll tell you that.
Look, in your
like, that's dumb. That's dumb.
in your defense,
Oh, please.
in your defense,
Yeah.
from where I'm sitting, the whole time I thought this was headed toward you were just on a different dock. So that's dumb.
That's real dumb.
Yeah.
Like, if I was on a different dock.
Well, I figured
would
that explained because that's the kind of dumb
Yeah.
thing I would do.
Okay.
Because I never have a sense of where I am ever. Tony,
Yeah.
what about you? Like how dock literate are you?
Not very, but I will admit that I was also a little confused because as you started telling the story, my brain did go to like the tide different, but with you
what's
saying
that
that it was
like?
but you were saying like the incline of it, which made me think
it
like,
was-
wait,
it
is there
was
something I
one
don't know?
dock, and then there was a little ramp down to the actual dock where the boats are. So it was a higher dock than an incline ramp down to where the water is.
Like trundle docks.
yes.
Like a trundle bed. Yeah. So
Listen, long story short, real dumb is what I'm saying. Real dumb. Closing computers, don't know about oceans. I thought a lot of rain would fill up an ocean. Just in my area,
the rain thing it also made sense to me for a moment. So
Thank you.
I think that Tony is the daughter your dad wishes he had. Because Tony went straight to the tides and I didn't.
yeah. Tony, congrats.
You can give your dad my number.
God, what if my dad totally starts calling you? You become best friends. That would be kind of cool. What'd be like, Dad, the bad boy of podcasting wants your number. And he'd be like, what? Really? Tony Thaxton?
What's the grocery store situation like where you are? I'm so fascinated by your Maine
you.
life.
Thank you for asking. I was not a grocery store person in Los Angeles. I loved me some Instacart, and I lived maybe half a mile from a Ralph's, from a Trader Joe's, from everything. I would rather clean my bathroom than go to a grocery store. I hate it. I go to the grocery store here twice a week like it's my job. I love it. It's wonderful. When I ask for sliced turkey and she holds it up and you're like, that's a great cut. It is fun. I have such a good time at the grocery store now. I don't know why. It's just really fun. I love a grocery store. There are different ones like Hannaford and Shaw's. Those are my grocery stores.
Are those chains or is it like a mom and pop? Okay, so it's a chain situation.
Are you looking for like a little mom and pop place?
Well,
like a Gilmore Girls.
if you live in a Hallmark movie, then you're going to like Claire's store or something, and she
would be a delightful store.
Yeah.
She'd probably have honey that she makes.
Probably, yes. Yeah. And the bell rings when you enter the store.
Oh, for sure.
But I'm very excited for whatever. I am a grocery store. Well, okay, I have not been to a grocery store in this entire pandemic. After Daniel and I got vaccinated, we went to Trader Joe's. So maybe that, I don't know if that counts or not. That was like our big outing. We went 2 or 3 times. And then now we're back to having everything delivered. It's crazy to me that I have not been to like a Pavilions or a Ralph's in this entire time.
Yeah.
But in general, I do enjoy going to those kind of stores. But I feel like I would really love Hanford's and whatever the other one is.
Shaw's.
And
there's like farmers markets at all the different little adjoining little cities. You've got lobster shacks. You've got goat farms. I mean, it's unreal how cute Maine is. I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
Visit. Why do I not live in a cute place? Why do I not live in a cute place? That's been my big pandemic realization.
I think a lot of people realize that they don't need to be paying the rents they're paying or the mortgage that they're paying if they can work from home, if they can do other things. That's the whole thing. That was the catalyst for the majority of people buying up houses all over the place. And of course, then everything skyrocketed and now taxes are going to be crazy and people are going to be forced out of their homes. God damn it. It's cyclical. So
how come you would never want to go back to morning news? I couldn't figure out where this is coming from in me, this feeling of like, I really miss doing stuff on live TV, morning news. I never did what you did. You know, I just did little things here and there, but I really enjoyed it. But I've been watching the morning show and I think that's why all of a sudden it's in my head that like, oh, that was a path I kind of wish I had stayed on longer. So how come you're like, no, that not for me?
I mean, Jennifer Aniston's character did move to Maine.
That's true. That's true.
Isn't that insane? That's my favorite scene when she walks out and she says to I forget his name all the time, but the hot one from Almost Famous.
Oh, Billy Crudup.
Billy Crudup. When she says, what the fuck are you doing in Maine?
Yeah.
He goes, what the fuck are you doing in Maine? So I grabbed that and now I play that all the time on my Instagram stories. I'm a hoot.
It's a gift.
Anyway, I don't know why. I did that. I did morning news for 14 years. I was up at 2:30 a.m. for 14 years. And it just, nothing was changing.
Yeah.
So it why not let a new young buck in there? Yeah. Let them do the feature stories. You know, I was never a journalist. So maybe if I was an actual journalist, that would be different because there would be like a hunger inside me for the truth. But no, I was like, hey, I'm here at Underwood Farms. Here's a watermelon. I don't know why I said watermelon. They have pumpkins and it's my favorite place. But I do miss that aspect of morning news. Going live from different places that you went live from all the time and you made relationships with people. And I do miss that.
Yeah.
Other than that, no, thank
you. Yeah.
No.
Like the politicking of it, you didn't like?
Yeah. I didn't like it. At KTLA, at least, there was just ickiness there. The ickiness has been let go, which I understand people are okay with.
Oh, how many bodies did the ickiness occupy? Like one person was let go or a number of them were let go?
I know that the GM left and then the news director left, and it kind of like when a new person comes in, they bring their own people. So people start kind of leaving and saying it's on their own type of thing. But I don't know. They still do a great job at KTLA and they still have, I believe they're still very much number one in the market And it's just they have solid people on air doing a great job. So kudos to them.
Can we talk first? You mentioned Jensen a while ago, Kevin and Bean Jensen. Have you noticed he had his big, and he's been on my show a number of times. I have not talked to him in a while though, but we're friendly. But again, I haven't talked to him in a while. But so he had his Cinnamon Toast Crunch shrimp incident.
Right.
And then the internet jumped all over him.
Yeah,
And-
he got, I was going to say baby sharked. That's not right.
Canceled.
What is it?
Oh, jump the shark.
No.
What do you mean?
No.
Do you mean canceled?
When milkshake ducked.
Oh,
Milkshake
yes.
ducked. Yes.
Right.
He got big time milkshake ducked and baby sharked.
And can you baby shark? They sound very similar.
They do. They do.
But milkshake duct is. Can you explain what that is again? Because I'm forgetting that meme.
I forget who it was, but she had a song and it was like was it about milkshake ducks? I don't know what it was, but she had this song and then a bunch of stuff came out about her that she had said this racist stuff and all this stuff. And everyone's like, oh, she got milkshake duck. So anytime somebody pretty much goes viral for something
Yeah.
and then people start digging into their past or the past just comes back to bite them, you say, oh, that person got milkshake duck.
Right. And it's like when you suddenly go viral and then get canceled in the course of 12
it's like
hours.
instantaneous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which,
It's when people say you never want to be the main character of Twitter for the day.
Right.
You just never want to be because it never winds up good in your favor ever.
Right. And I'm wondering if that's why he hasn't he has disappeared from social media.
Dropped off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Gone. Yeah. On Twitter, on Instagram, gone.
Have you talked to him at all?
I have not. We had him on the day that the stuff went viral for the
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon
shrimp.
Toast
So
Crunch
for anyone who
shrimp gate.
yes, he and you. Someone could have just not been on the internet that day and missed it, but he opened up a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and found shrimp tails and also other detritus in his box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And
Allegedly,
then,
yes,
he was going back and forth with the company and they were denying it. And he was saying that no, I don't know. So it got a lot of attention.
Yes, got a ton of attention. And then he was sending it to outside place and they were going to test it.
Right.
And everybody was like, oh my God, this is great. I can't wait to find out. And then all of a sudden people came out of the woodwork. He was milkshake ducked by ex-girlfriends,
coworkers,
former, coworkers, everything. And then he just went
silent.
Ghost. Nothing. So everyone's like, what happened with the shrimp? And should I eat my box? That I'm not sure about my Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So we had him on that day when it was going viral, and then all the stuff happened. And I'm like, we got to talk about this. We can't not talk about this. So then we had to then discuss listen, here's the thing. All this stuff came out, and I said that day, I said he has to meet this head on. He needs to come out and say, listen, did I treat some people bad? Yes. Do I apologize? He needed to be contrite and face it head on. Or if he didn't do those things, deny them. He did neither. And it just kind of made me feel really icky. People were coming at me saying, oh, you've got to say something. And I'm like, really? I have to say something?
Why? Because you worked with him?
Because I was a female that worked with him.
Yeah.
It was up to me to say something. I'm like, fuck you. It's up to him to say something. Let's stop making every woman in a guy's life come out and say something instead of saying that dude should be saying it. Period. So I don't know. Weird situation.
Super
and
weird.
I don't know. He hasn't said anything. I'm not sure.
Did you say when you said that he needs to say something, was that something you said to him or something you said on air?
No, we said it on the air because I haven't talked to him.
Right.
I don't know if Bean has. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't like it. I'll tell you that. I don't like it at all.
You don't like that he hasn't said something?
Yes.
Yeah. I think
Right.
there's probably,
No.
I think there's this feeling, I imagine, now I'm just putting words in someone's mouth, but I imagine there is this feeling of this is all, if I just lay low, this will all blow over.
I can pop back up one day and everyone's going to be kind of fine with it. Some won't, but the majority won't know what happened.
Right.
And I get that.
Right. And
but I also know him and how much he would talk about things on Kevin and Bean about people doing wrong. And he really stood up for people that were marginalized and did, people that were wronged in some way. So for him to be quiet about all this, it made me really sad. Really sad.
It feels sus.
So way to go, Alison.
I brought it down. I am sorry. I also want to talk to you guys about the Ring alarm. We have the Ring alarm. I love the Ring alarm. I cannot imagine life without it. Protect your home with the Ring alarm. For a special offer, go to ring.com/best friend. It's the perfect way to start your Ring experience. So we have a Ring doorbell. I feel like almost everyone I know has a Ring doorbell, actually. And it's indispensable. You rely on it. And so I was familiar with Ring and liked the Ring brand. And when we first moved into this house, my husband wanted to get an alarm system. So we started looking into them. And there were things that I didn't like about each one. I didn't really want to go through the thing of having someone come out and set it up. And you can read. There's a lot of like pros and cons to that kind of system. And then I talked to someone who does a ton of research and is like the consummate consumer. And I said to him, hey, do you have an alarm system? And he's like, oh yeah, I just got the Ring alarm. And I was like, what? I love Ring. I didn't even know they had an alarm. It's like, oh yeah, I just bought it, took it home, set it up myself. And he was saying all the right things. These were all things that appealed to me. So I told Daniel, we went out and we got it. And then Daniel set it up himself. It took no time to set it up. Daniel actually is handy, but you don't have to be handy to set it up. I could have done it myself. And then it's just up and running and you have peace of mind and it's great. We shortly after that, we went on vacation and it just brought so much peace of mind knowing that we could monitor our house from far away and that it was being, protected. Protect your home anytime from anywhere with Ring Alarm. Go to ring.com/bestfriend for a special offer on a Ring Alarm security kit today. You can build the system that's right for your home and have it up and running in minutes. That's ring.com/bestfriend. That's ring.com/bestfriend. Okay, let's take some questions that came in on Patreon.
Questions from our fans.
All right. Again, I'm on Patreon. Bonus episodes of The Friend Zone. There's a level where you can text me and I'll text you back. Access to the Thursday show videos, Zoom parties. Every time it's as if I just started doing this when I should just write down a list of all the things. There's just so much, you guys, so much access to me. You'll beg me to leave you alone. And also, if you sign up for an annual subscription, you get 2 months free. So it's 12 months for the price of 10. Okay. Whitney C says, what's your favorite room in your house?
It's a great question. I think it's my main family room downstairs because there's all of these different bay windows. Ooh. And I look out at the water and it's really nice. And I really like it there.
Idyllic.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Allie M says, yay. That's not you though, right? That's a different Allie M?
I did not write that, so I believe it's a different Allie M. Just yay?
It just says yay, yeah. But here's the thing. I didn't think it was you, except the picture is, it's not you, but the picture is a woman with a really big smile.
And she's blonde. Yeah, I think her name is Allie Moat.
Interesting.
And she's a Patreon of ours as well.
Got it. Okay.
I believe so.
The big smile, it's a filter that I feel like you used for a long time, right?
Yes. With the big lips? Yeah. I like that one. Yeah. No, that is not me.
It's not you.
But yay.
Yay. All right. Leanne Ward says, this isn't a question and probably not even something you want to say publicly on the show. And yet here I go. Because I can always cut it out. But I loved her most recent appearance on Never Not Funny, and I particularly enjoyed Jimmy's and her takedown of Corolla.
Really?
She loved it. She particularly enjoyed it.
I don't particularly remember it.
Well, it must have been fiery.
I always listen to Never Not Funny. I remember that episode, but I don't remember that either.
Yeah, I do not remember that.
This is
That's really
curious.
weird. Like we could, I know
feel like
we made a joke about Corolla, like, did you even get a word in edgewise type of thing? But that's not even a takedown of Adam. Adam will be the first one to tell you, dude, Gabs, right?
Yeah.
He's talky.
Maybe that's probably what she was referring to.
That might be it.
Yeah. It was a gentle takedown, a dignified takedown.
I love a gentle takedown.
Okay. Alyssa Van Dyke has a few questions. Are you a hunter or a gatherer?
Oh, interesting. I would say I'm much more of a gatherer. Yeah. I like bringing people together.
Yeah.
I like things. I'm a decorator when it comes to holidays. Like, I cannot wait to start doing Christmas up. I can't even wait for it. But yeah, I think I like the gathering aspect and having everything in its place and having everyone here. I like that.
Do you get confused for the romance writer?
Thank you for asking. I sure do. And when I was on Facebook, I used to get her name is Allie Mac Kay, a Scottish romance writer. And I used to get the creepiest DMs from her readers that were like, I don't believe Luke would feel that in his loins. What about like just the most insane things? But oh man, her readers were awesome. But yeah, Allie Mac Kay, Scottish romance novelist.
Her website is very, very Scottish. There's like a tartan in the background.
Oh, yeah.
But that's Allie Mac Kay is not even her real name, right? I feel like her name's like Louise Gelfond or something.
Yeah, it's Louise something.
Something like that.
Look at you.
Because I just found it last night. But I forget. I was trying to figure out, is Allie Mac Kay a character in her books? But no, it's her.
No, it's just her
pen
pseudonym.
name.
Yeah.
What is your most unusual talent or party trick?
I mean, I feel like an Irish goodbye is not a party trick, but I nail it. I am the best at Irish goodbyes. I'd be mid-sentence, and then you don't even realize I'm gone. Like, what? Wasn't she just saying something? And then they're like, what? And the door just closes. I don't think I really have a party trick. And it's been so long since I've been to a party.
Yeah.
I don't even think I'd know.
What size party? Like, is there a party that's small enough that you don't feel like you could do an Irish goodbye? Like a dinner party, probably not, right?
Yeah, dinner party is tough. Like when they bring out dessert and they're like, where'd Allie go?
She's been in the bathroom for
bad.
2 hours.
And like I'd ever leave before dessert.
Yeah.
That's stupid. That's crazy talk. Crazy.
Tony, are you an Irish goodbyer where you just slip out without saying goodbye?
I've kind of recent-ish taken to it a little bit. It is so much easier.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it just takes forever.
It takes forever and no one really cares.
Yeah.
If you're gone or not. I mean, maybe the host or hostess, you could be like, I'm just going to slip out. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But everyone else, no.
Daniel and I need, and it's been, 2 years since we've been anywhere where this matters, but we had realized we kept running into trouble because we'd be somewhere, usually some kind of like, it was like a activity related to Mommy and Me. So it's like a bunch of parents and a bunch of little kids. And this even happened at a grown-up party. But one of us will say, do you want to leave soon? And to me, when I say, do you want to leave soon? Like, yeah, I'm pretty ready. That means like, let's wrap it up in 8 minutes or so. And then I'm like, it's 45 minutes later and you've just started a new conversation with someone. What is happening? That like, we weren't clear on what it means when the other person said, but then I did it to him apparently because he was ready to go. And then I started a conversation with someone and then he never brought it up again. So I figured I don't know we're not clear on communication with like, I feel like you need to like, I'm ready to go. And to me, that means this many minutes.
Yeah. You need a time frame.
Yeah.
You need to say, maybe even just say, not, are you ready to go? Just say 8 minutes.
Yes. And then,
or you know what you could do because of 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. That's all. You can just go Dougie Fresh. And that's
good.
Your
I like it.
Yeah.
And the other one, when we were dating, I would say, I think I kind of need to pee. And then he'd be like,
yes.
okay, can you, like if we're driving, do you think you can make it
hold it
for, till we're in Button Willow or whatever? And I'm like, no, when I say I need to pee, that means like it's kind of immediate. And maybe
Did
it's
you say Buttonwillow?
yeah. I was just thinking of a town that you might pass through if you're driving north.
I was like, is that code? What is Buttonwillow?
Oh, do you not know Buttonwillow McKittrick? It's it's a town. Tony, do you know it?
I've definitely seen the sign. Yeah,
Yeah, I just know it because I've seen the sign. I forget where it is though. I just know I passed
Is
it
it like on the 5 or something?
probably it's on the way to San Francisco or on the way back, but I have no idea anymore where it is. Tony, will you look it
Oh
up?
my gosh. I love it. Buttonwillow.
I think is the full name Buttonwillow McKittrick, or is that the exit?
I assume that's the exit. And by the way, the Allie Mac Kay author, her name is Sue Ellen Wellfonder.
That's like Louise
Louise.
Galfond.
I would have bet anything it was Louise.
She feels like I get real
She's a
Louise
Louise.
vibes
Yeah.
from her.
Big Louise vibes.
And while Tony looks that up, the last question on Patreon, and then we got some Twitter questions. What personality trait gets you in the most trouble?
My mouth. Oh, I guess that's not a personality trait. Maybe the trait would be I say what I feel a lot.
I think that's good. But I could see where
think
I
it's
could see where
good,
that gets you in
but
trouble.
It could be a problem for people that either don't agree with what you're saying or think that maybe a lady should be a bit more demure.
I remember I had dog groomer to the stars, Jess Rona, on, and she referred to herself as mouthy. She had always been mouthy.
Yeah, I've been a mouthy broad since I was a kid. For sure. No, I get that. Yeah. Bit mouthy.
So this gets you in trouble in your personal life or on air or either?
I never really got in trouble on air, television wise or radio wise. And radio, we were a lot more, free form. We could say whatever we wanted. But
Right.
even KTLA, I could too, because I was the one that was kind of allowed that.
Right.
With being the feature reporter and being the, wacky one in the morning. But yeah, I don't think I ever got in trouble for it. So I take it back. I am not a mouthy broad. I am a delight.
I don't know why I laughed like that's an insane idea.
It was kind of concerning.
Sorry. What? You a delight? Go on. No, go on. Okay. All right. Also some questions on Twitter at Alison Rosen. Daniel Chip Lehman. Why doesn't Tarzan have a beard? And I get the sense there's a backstory to this one.
Anytime anyone would have an ask me anything or do anything where they were eliciting any question, I would always write, why doesn't Tarzan have a beard? Don't you think that's weird? Like, what's he shaving without that? And people would legitimately answer me. Cory Booker did an AMA, and he's like, that is a brilliant question. That is great. So he answered it, and then David Duchovny was like, oh, God, I don't know. And I was like, it keeps me up at night. And he's like, you gotta sleep. We gotta get you to sleep. Like, it just took all these turns. So from Cory Booker to David Duchovny, it's just my go-to ask me anything question, because people really genuinely are like, what is he shaving without that?
Have you heard an answer that makes sense to you?
Yes, a man actually brought the original Tarzan book and said, it is explained in chapter 1, and he gave it to me. And I was like, well, reading's for suckers. I'm not going to read it. And I still haven't. No, I read it.
Okay.
It's like blades. It's like blades and stuff. I don't know.
But why would
It's
it doesn't make any sense. You're right. Like, why would he feel the need to keep his
his
shit
face
tight
short,
or whatever?
Right. His shit
Do they
tight,
say that?
right?
I feel like maybe they do.
Tarzan definitely said that. He's like, Jane,
TITE.
I'm done keeping my shit tight. And Jane's like, that's cool, Tarzan.
Right.
Oh, this is weird.
Okay. Former member of Dawkins says, did she make the proper choice by picking the chickadee license plate, or did she commit a crime against decency instead?
This was discussed on our show because my parents were like, listen, don't get the lobster license plate. It's not okay. Don't get it. So the normal one that you get is just a little chickadee. But I wanted to get the lobster one because money goes towards lobster fishermen. Mm-hmm. And then if you get other ones like the Barbara Bush hospital, that goes towards Children's Hospital, like all that stuff. I got the lobster one, and people were really weirded out by that.
I don't understand why.
darling. It's the lobster, and then there's buoys in the shot. There's a lobster shack in the back. It is really cute. If you're going to move to Maine, get a lobster.
Don't
license.
half-ass it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't even understand the argument against it. It sounds adorable.
It makes no sense.
Makes no
sense was made by my
get
parents' concern about the license plate, and then the fact that listeners hopped on and they too were concerned.
They piled on.
They piled on.
I don't like that.
Nope.
Halo 85. What is her? This one is a thinker. What is her favorite thing about each of the communication mediums she's worked in? TV, radio, podcasting, etc.
Ooh. TV, I would say, I made lifelong friends at KTLA and at other stations that I worked at, people I still talk to on a weekly basis. So those relationships are very important to me. The relationships I made out in the field with places that I would do live shots at, like I talked before about Underwood Family Farms, there were certain places that I went to every single time of year for certain events. And you got to see kids grow up at these live shots. So that was really special. Radio, I loved that I could sleep in until 3:45 in the morning and wear a hat. That was delightful. And I would say podcasting now, and you know this just with Patreon, the community that you have with those listeners, it feels almost like this little club, and they protect each other and they reach out to each other. If something's going wrong in one of their lives, they'll talk about it on the page. And there's just this sense of, and it sounds so cheesy to say, this sense of community.
No, I talk about that all the time, though. Yeah.
And it's beautiful. And especially during the pandemic, when everyone was looking for some semblance of normalcy and just people to talk to have that, and to be able to do the show again in my PJs if I want to, from my house in Maine, and for Bean to do it from his house in London, and to still reach people, it's a blessing, and I'm really, really lucky.
Did you know that Bean had pet millipedes when he was a kid?
The first 45 minutes of the show when Bean was on, when you guys talked millipedes, I was like, what is happening with millipede chat? And it was the most bonkers thing. But here's the thing. Bean had every kind of animal. But when he said millipedes, I was like, of course he did. Of course he had millipedes. Of course. I mean, he has had every animal under the sun. For him to have a millipede,
I think he had
just made
like
perfect
4
sense.
and they had names. And for anyone who missed this chapter, he shamed me for wanting to hire an exterminator. But then I began carrying them outside, and I was like, who works for whom? But anyway, and I did say whom. But then I realized there was a plant in my room, and I moved the plant outside, and now the millipedes are gone. They were living in the plant. I feel like a real sucker.
It's like Nancy Drew type shit right there. You got to the bottom of that after
That's
how
right.
long?
I mean, it only took me many months. And the only way I discovered it was I moved the plant outside one day to water it and let it drain. And I'm like, there's a dead millipede in the drip tray. Wait a second.
Hold
it was
on.
pretty exciting. Pretty exciting to figure that out. Tony, any Button Willow news?
Yes. Button Willow. The Button Willow McKittrick exit is off the 5, and it is north of here. It's a little bit west of Bakersfield.
There you go. We're a news podcast. Okay. Hannah Pepin says, how is the John Hughes recap podcast going with Jimmy Pardo? Do tell.
I love Jimmy Pardo so very much.
We all do.
He's the greatest, just the greatest. Interesting, and I think I've even mentioned this on your show. The 2 comics that would come into Kevin and Bean and kill me every time were Jimmy Pardo and Greg Fitzsimmons. They're both so quick, and they're so funny in a non-threatening way, but also can be super biting, but then be like, just get it. So there's just this loveliness about both of them. But Jimmy came on when Bean was traveling to the country, and there was a chance that the house he was staying at wouldn't have great Wi-Fi to do the show. Turned out he did not have great Wi-Fi for the show. So I called Jimmy and I said, can you just fill in and do the podcast with me? Just like an hour. He's like, yeah, let's do it. So we did it, and it just turned into John Hughes chat about 10 minutes in, and then just became an hour of John Hughes, like us talking about things we knew behind the scenes of John Hughes movies. Where were you? Let's rank our John Hughes movies.
I love
and then
it.
We joked. We're like, do we just start doing maybe a once a month John Hughes podcast? I think we need to. But that is one of my absolute favorite things to go on. It's the Jimmy Pardo Never Not Funny. Those guys are just, they're awesome.
Same.
I love them.
I think we're all a big Jimmy Pardo fan club here.
Oh,
Yeah.
For sure.
And I was talking to Jimmy one day, and there was a chance my guest was going to back out. And he's like, if that happens and you need someone, I can fill in. And he's like, I don't mean to, he was so nice. He's like, I don't mean to invite myself. I just want, just offering it in case it like reduces the anxiety. And I was like, oh my God, you are a saint.
He is one of the best.
Really is.
Such a kind, wonderful man.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I dropped my purple sparkly phone case with the phone in it. Okay.
But you know right where it is.
I knew right where. Well, see, my other one was matte, and this is shiny. So, that's neither here nor there. Okay. Someone whose name is just a bunch of dots. Has she seen Squid Game yet?
Listen, now I'm going to come off as a complete wackadoodle to your listeners. I cannot watch shows with subtitles.
Okay.
Because I get migraines. I literally, if I put on my glasses and I'm watching, my eyes are just doing crazy things. I can't do it. The next argument is, put it on dubbing. Then you can listen to it in English. That drives me nuts. I just can't watch people, and it's just not lining up. And I've heard the show is wonderful. I've heard it's amazing. I'm so happy for everybody that loves it. I am not going to watch it until I learn Korean. And I would love to learn Korean, because that's how much people are talking to me about this show. Like, I can't believe you're just not going to give it a chance. It's not that I'm not going to give it a chance. I don't want to get a migraine, and I don't want to be sitting there annoyed because I'm annoyed at dubbing. Yeah, I know.
No, it's fine. I also...
Are you watching it?
Well, me personally, fuck no, because it looks really scary and disturbing. And I don't like either of those things.
Yeah.
So
I think I'd love it if I could get past the dubbing, but I can't. I'm already too in my head about it.
yeah. Well, together we can not watch it, but for different reasons. So you like scary, disturbing. You do. You like all sorts of disturbing stuff,
I like
huh?
scary. Yeah.
Okay. I will. This already came up on the Thursday show. I got to get your opinion of this, because I had another. I love my husband, even though it doesn't sound like it on this podcast. But I do. Okay. We had the dumbest conversation. We watched a trailer for Squid Game, and I said, this seems really scary. And he's like, this isn't scary. I'm like, I think this is scary. And it's like, this is not scary. I think this is scary. But what do you consider scary? Horror. He's like, this is scary to you? It seems very scary. So to him, horror is what's scary. And then I'm like, how do you define horror? Right. And he said something that's scary. I'm like, this conversation is driving me insane. I think he was talking from a genre perspective. It's not in the horror genre. I'm like, okay, but they're playing red light, green light. And I'm not giving anything away because this is in the trailer. There's a giant oversized doll. And if you don't do red light, green light exactly right, suddenly she shoots you and people just like start getting bludgeoned. That seems awfully, quote unquote, scary to me.
Yeah, I can see both sides, because to some, horror needs to be maybe bludgeoning, jumping out.
I think it's the jump
thing.
Yeah.
I find psychological thrillers scarier than any.
Same.
So I can see how this would then be more of a mind F than just like a disturbing aspect. So I think that for you is your definition of scary is something psychologically terrifying.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Like, did you watch Handmaid's Tale?
I did.
Tony, did you?
I've seen it. I didn't see much of it though.
To me, that is scary. But I watched one episode.
It's also a documentary, so that's terrifying.
Oh.
That was my whole reason of not watching it. I just I'm a woman in 2021.
Right.
And at the time, 2020, 2019, whatever. I don't need to see that kind of. Ugh.
Yeah, it became too real. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, two more. Allie Siegel, ask her if she likes me.
No. Oh. Allie Siegel? I love Allie Siegel.
Aww.
I love her. She's
the
one of my
best.
favorite people. Just a wackadoodle.
And then Allie Mac Kay, you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How about why did you throw away your mascara right before a video podcast when you know you're going to look like a fetus? You don't look like a fetus to me. I mean, except in the good way.
What's the good fetus?
Like, oh my God, you look so young. You look like a fetus.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah.
No. I have very blonde eyelashes and very blonde eyebrows. So I got a color in the eyebrows, but then I had thrown away, so I thought, my mascara. So I found some liquid eyeliner.
Oh,
and I put
wow.
it on my thumb and here, and I just did this.
That is resourceful.
And then as I was walking up the stairs to the office, boom, found my mascara. So I put it on over, and I think I found, ask your TikTok friends, Alison. I think I found a hack.
Yeah, I think you put primer
Because
on and then mascara.
Yes.
Hello, you are holding up the Thrive Cosmetics lash extensions or whatever it's called. That's what I wear as well. It's the best.
It is the best. That's why when I didn't have it, I was like, oh, life is over. However, here's the thing. Right? It's the best.
I'm holding up
here's
mine.
The thing. Tony, if you could hold up yours, that'd be great. Yeah, just grab yours. There it is. Ooh, it's the same color.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Similar.
Here's where Maine Allie and California Allie are different.
Okay.
California Allie would have been like, oh my God, I've got to hop on to La Brea and go to one of 14 Targets and grab some mascara. Oh my God. Maine Allie was like, you're effed. See if you can do something with your fingers. I'm a changed person.
That is quite a change.
I'm chill.
So chill. I love it. You guys, if you would like to get this mascara, it's so good. I used Lancome Definicils my whole life. I still like that, but this is the first one that I switched.
Yeah.
I switched my regular mascara.
Liquid Lash Extensions by Thrive. And they give back.
Yes.
For everything you buy, they give money to women in shelters.
That's right.
Amazing.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I go to AlisonRosen.com/codes and I have a code, but also I believe I have
For
them.
Thrive?
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute.
Oh my God, I need your code.
Wait a minute. They might have been, now I can't remember if they were a sponsor on Alison Rosen's Your Best Friend or on Childish. But I have them linked on my Amazon storefront, Amazon.com/shop/Alison Rosen, Amazon.com/shop/Alison Rosen. I believe I have this linked there. I really should figure this out before I flap my gums like this. Allie, do you happen to have a Just Me or Everyone or a Hey Go Fuck Yourself?
Yes.
Which would you rather do?
I brought a prop for my Just Me or Everyone.
Oh, I love that. Let's do that.
Is it just me or everyone?
All right. YouTube.com/Alison Rosen to see the prop.
Here's the thing. This is going to be for a smaller group of people. But if you have a stuffed animal that you've had maybe since you were a kid, you don't necessarily sleep with it. Full disclosure, Tony, disclosure.
You're going to get some closure, Tony.
You're going to get some closure on your stuffed animals. I had a Snoopy that I got when I was 4 years old. We are going on 4 decades of having this Snoopy. It has moved with me everywhere. It just sits on my guest bedroom bed. Does Snoopy have a McKay family tartan and a McKay beret and a sweater? Yes, he does, because it gets chilly. But here's my question. And here's Snoopy, by the way. I mean, can you stand it?
I mean, how could you have had him since you were 4? He's so pristine looking.
Thank you for mentioning when my mom was here last, we put him in the washing. I've got to cover his ears. We put him in the washing machine in a pillowcase.
Wow.
And washed him.
He looks
was
great.
Dingy as F.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for noticing. Here's my question. When taking off pillows or whatever at night, or if you're just putting laundry onto an area that you have a stuffed animal, do you move the stuff so they can breathe?
Yeah, they sit on top of the stuff. You don't want to bring that kind of bad energy into your house of suffocating your stuffed animal. Hello.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have
Okay, are you just saying that to be nice? Because I legitimately will move stuff away from his face so he doesn't think, oh, mom forgot me.
Yeah.
And I need to breathe out of my big Snoopy nose. This sounds psychotic, and the fact that I have a Snoopy next to me as I'm saying it is concerning to me. Is concerning.
I have a koala bear that I've had since I was 6. This koala went to camp with me. It's traveled all around with me. It sits on the nightstand next to my bed. And sometimes it comes in the bed because it's a perfect hugging size.
It's a cuddle bear.
Yeah. His line, the stuffing inside, bright red, which is a little too... Come on. Anyway, though, that was coming out. So I asked my mother-in-law if she could stitch him, and she did when she was here.
Oh, lovely.
He doesn't look nearly as good as your Snoopy, but I would never suffocate him. So,
Right.
yeah. Tony, what
Okay.
about you? Does any of this resonate with you?
Yeah, of course.
Tony's like, dear diary, I work with weirdos, and boy, was the guest today odd. But have you ever slept with a stuffed animal?
Not to. I'm sure probably when I was young I did, but I don't have any like strong memory of doing that. No.
I see where this is
I don't
going.
remember having two. I think I had a Snoopy also.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember having a Snoopy and a baby Ewok. That's about all I
Aw.
remember having.
Awesome.
well, Tony, you have like a pumpkin skeleton behind you. Would it bother
Yeah, I sleep
you?
with that every night. Yeah.
Would it bother you to throw a pillowcase over the top of it so your pumpkin can't breathe?
You come in from hanging out, you throw your
Yeah.
jacket, and now the jacket's on his little pumpkin head. He can't breathe.
He'll be
What's
all
up,
right.
Tony?
He'll be all right.
You feel okay with that?
He's got so many holes. Look at all those holes in him. He
By
can-
the way,
Wow.
Elliot thought that was a pumpkin insect.
Oh, he thought those were
Yeah.
like arms?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can see it.
Then that's kind of all I see now. All right, Tony. No thanks for not backing us up here.
Yeah.
I said.
What I said
of
was
course.
very normal.
Yeah. Who are these ladies on this scroll thingy behind you? Allie.
Oh, those are just some friends.
Oh, I like
My
that.
friends.
Are you in
Yeah,
there?
it makes me, when I walk, what?
Are you in there? I can't see it that
Yeah.
well. Are you in the
I'm
middle?
squinting my eyes. Yeah.
There you are.
It makes me happy. This is my office. And so when I walk in here, another thing that I do that's weird, is this just me or everyone? When I walk up the stairs to go to work, I announce to nobody in my home, going to work. And then I walk up the stairs. It's insane. Oh my God. This show has alerted me to the fact that I am bonkers.
There's no way you're the only one who does that. I think that like everyone in the pandemic does stuff like that. I don't know if they do it.
Really?
I think so. Tony, do you
Okay.
do this at all? Well, you know what? I'm tired of, asking Tony if he does. This is real going to the hardware for milk.
I'll
Hardware store
I'll
for
talk
milk.
to the dog. I tell him things he's not gonna. Not just like talking, like
When you
dog
leave,
stuff.
do you tell your dog you're going to be right back?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. See, that's totally normal.
Allie, what kind
I'm alone in my house announcing.
of dog are you going to get?
I'm looking on all different rescue sites, but I'm looking right now at a Labrador Retriever that is the derpiest derp of Derp Town, and his name is Otis, and
Oh.
he's such a lug. And I just want him so bad, and I keep emailing, and I'm like, hey, I see that Otis is still available, and they're like, still not answering you. So I don't know what's going on, but I want a big derpy dog.
That's a perfect Maine dog. I feel like you need,
Yeah.
can you call this rescue?
No, they do. And here's the thing. They do a lot of stuff on Facebook, and I'm not on Facebook.
Oh.
So I have my friend just continuing to look on that Facebook to see if he's still there. But it's a real pain in the butt. But I'm looking at 3 different rescue sites, and I am looking at golden retrievers, and I'm looking at Labrador retrievers. Lots of just derpy dumb dogs. Those are my thing.
Well, I hope you get one. I
Thank you.
applied for a small dog named Buttons years ago, and I still think about Buttons. I hope he had or is having a great life. Yeah.
I bet Buttons is. There's a reason that Buttons was probably going to make that family really happy that he went to.
I think you're right.
Okay.
I think you're right.
Oh, okay.
No, I think you're right.
It's like,
It
that
took
didn't
me.
work.
It took me a moment.
Yeah.
because
weird beat.
I felt rejected. When they're like, "Oh, sorry, he's already been adopted." That was the tone that I felt from it after I turned in a whole application. I mean, it's very, it's a whole thing.
At least you're getting a response. I'm like being ghosted by derpy dog people.
Yeah, but I feel like it was after I was like I checked in. I was very thirsty. I checked in a number of times on Buttons.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know what? You're right though. Everything happens for a reason. Sometimes.
Everything.
Everything. Sometimes.
All the time. Sometimes.
Yes. Allie, it was so much fun catching up with you. I'm so happy for you and your Hallmark movie Maine life.
Thank you. I will keep you abreast of when I do indeed save Christmas.
Thank
and
you.
the town is like, hooray, new girl Allie. And then I just live on an apple orchard with the guy that I saved Christmas with. It's going to be amazing.
I can't wait to hear all about it. Tell everyone where they can find you, plug your show, anything else, etc.
We are on Patreon 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, plus bonus episodes depending on the tier that you want. But it is a cup of tea and a chat with Allie and Bean. And on Mondays, we put out one free streamable show. So we take kind of little samples of the week that we do and splice it all together. And then that's available on Spotify or Apple or the other ones.
Anywhere you get podcasts, probably.
Anywhere you get podcasts. I was going to say on the Pardo Podcastathon, that's not a thing that isn't his.
No, that's
Going for
his.
Misfit
Yeah.
Toys, is that what you were looking for?
I am with them.
Yeah.
I am with them. But why was I going to say the Podcastathon? That's when he does the whole long day of stuff. That's not what I meant at all. But that's a delight. Wow, Jimmy Pardo is on all of our minds.
On all of our minds.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Yeah. And what about like if people want to follow you on social media?
I'd advise against it. But if they want to, it's just Allie Mac Kay on everything. It's ALLIE MACKAY, Allie Mac Kay. And sometimes you'll find me. Sometimes you'll find Sue Ellen Welfonder, also known as Louise. Is that her name?
Louise Galfond
Something
is
like that.
also what I have decided her name is. Yeah, and follow me on social media at Alison Rosen on Twitter and Instagram. Send your Just Me or Everyone's, tweet them to at ariynbf. If you like what you're hearing, please leave us a nice review on Apple Podcasts. It helps out the show. Make sure you're subscribed. And I already mentioned Patreon, patreon.com/Alison Rosen. Patreon. Super fun. Tony, what about you?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at
Tony Thaxton.
and my podcast Bizarre Albums every Tuesday. And yeah, I think that's it for now.
For now. Thank you again, Allie. This was so much fun.
Thank you.
Listeners,
I
thank you for
appreciate it.
listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go.